Hey, what's up, fellow vendors? This is Extreme Vending with a quick outline on how to start your own claw machine route. I put this together really quick. I have a link in the description down below. You can click on it. You can follow along as I go through it. This is my personal guide of how to go through it. The machines. I put this together, like I said, really quickly. It's not perfect. There's spelling errors. I'm not a scholar or very good at English. I am a quarter Japanese, so I blame it on that, even though English is my primary language and that's what I was raised with. Anyhow, let's get into the video. Oh, one last thing. If you can smash the like button for me, if you enjoyed this, if we have something in common, which I know we do, we all breathe air and we all enjoy water probably. Smash that like button for us to help this video go viral. As soon as I can get an income from YouTube, when I get the channel growing, I can start doing lots of giveaways. I don't plan to giving away just, cheap little gift cards. I'm talking about I'm going to give away full-size claw machines to my subscriber base, and we'll get into that in the future more. But if you help me, all I need is a couple videos to go viral and we'll be good, and we're helping out each other. So let's get into the video. Follow me along if you like. Let's talk about how to get started in the claw machine business. How do you start your own route? This is the brief summary. I'm going to talk about how much money you can earn, the things you need to know before you buy, how to get a location, how many hours to expect each month on a location, and the cost of plush, where to buy it, and the cost of the machines. It's just quick, fast. Let's go through it, and I hope you enjoy this. Alright, first, here's an image of what I've earned in 2 weeks off of a few machines. This was a nice location. This is during the coronavirus even. I recommend starting in places like laundromats, restaurants, and grocery stores, but here's what to expect when you have a location like a laundromat. Laundromat, like in the picture right there, you see people are sitting around waiting, doing nothing there. The lady's looks like she's playing with her thumbs, dealing around and stuff like that. Kid laying on the floor, people just standing around. That's an ideal location for your claw machine, because not only do they have change machines to put the quarters in there, but it's a location that has traffic, that people are doing nothing. They're throwing crazy. A few minutes of entertainment is perfect. They'll go and play your claw machine like crazy. I usually do about $400 a month on average. You can expect more, you can expect a little bit less, but on average, $400 a month is what I do. And I have 3 laundromat locations. Actually, I have 2. One of them is my brother's. I helped him score a laundromat location, but he has similar results. This is what I'm getting at. All right, restaurants, family restaurants. The great thing about family restaurants, I used to work in the restaurant. I used to be a waiter, and I loved my job, but I love vending more, so that's why I'm with vending. And I'm sure many of you guys would much rather do vending than serving tables. However, in the restaurants, there's times where the business is so busy, orders are taking longer, cooks are behind, servers are behind, kids are screaming, they're hungry, they want food, they don't know, they're just waiting around. So what do they do for entertainment? Nothing, because they're sitting in their seats. But if you put that claw machine in there, the kids are going to be dazzled by all the lights and spectaculars. They're going to ask their parents for money. The parents are going to be like, okay, here, kid, or child, or we love you. You know, that sounded like the kids that weren't loved. I love you, son. Here, go play. Here's $5, and they'll go ahead and play and try to win a prize. I usually do anywhere between $200 to $400 a month. I've actually seen even more, but my average is somewhere around there. So expect that kind of income when you get a family restaurant. Another good thing about family restaurants is their staff members always there. Your machines are pretty safe. Just I'll go over that in the future. Oh my gosh, the grocery store. Okay, so this is my grocery store setup. Beautiful, right? They look really good. Got a mini and a big. They're so busy. You know, people come in and out. I have this one at an entrance. I'm sure that if it was at an exit, it would do well, but I think the entrance was the ideal spot, because they come in, the kids go right when they walk in. The kids are like, "Mom, Dad, I want to play this," and they give their kids a few bucks. These machines do awesome. My first month like this, nearly $900. No kidding. $900 for those 2 machines in this location. Just fantastic. You might want more than one machine in the grocery store. So that's what I did. 2 machines, $1 on the left on the big machine, and then 50 cents on the small machine. Other types of locations you can expect usually about $150 per location, but some examples would be an ice cream shop. My brother has an ice cream shop. It seemed to do very well as they're waiting. It takes a while to scoop up ice cream, you know, and that's a really cool machine. Those mini machines are cute. Hardware store, I do about 150 a month in my hardware store. Tire shops, they're waiting for the tires. Barber shops, nail and hair salons, you're waiting there. Your kids are waiting there. You brought them with you. You know, you're a parent, single mom. You go and you can't leave your kid alone. You can't afford a babysitter. You bring them with you to get their nails done, and they're waiting there. So you give them a few bucks, and they play the claw machine, cheaper than a babysitter. So just as long as they're waiting there, and you know how barbershops are, they can have an hour wait. So yeah, ideal spots. Let me know how it goes, because I always wanted to do a barbershop. I haven't got one yet. If you get one. Some things you need to know before you buy. These are important things. Theft is a possibility. Vandalism is a possibility. It is a bit scary. It doesn't happen very often. I've only had my machines robbed once, and it's funny because the machine had about $300, $400 in it, and they didn't take any money. They just opened up the prize door right here, and they got into it and got my prizes. So you can see a bigger lock. That is an idea. You can get bigger locks. I had a little dinky lock on there. No more. I put big locks in the laundromats. If it's in the laundromat, you deserve a big lock. So you're getting one. There's no employees around to watch your machines there. The other idea is to get straps and bolt your machines down. You can't really see it right here, but there are straps on the side of that machine on both sides. Well, we started with one side and we worked our way over, but that machine is strapped down, so no one can take it. And actually prevents them from shaking my machine too, which is a good thing. So strapping the machine down is important. Another good idea, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, is to get a machine in a location where there's always employees around, such as like a restaurant. If you get a restaurant, you got employees watching your machine. They may not keep their eye on the machine, but they're there, and someone's not going to mess with your machine as long as there's someone around to prevent them from, stealing or trying to mess with your machine. Another thing is there's malfunctions and breakdowns. I haven't really had an issue with my machines because when I buy them, they're brand new. But they do come with a year warranty, so that's great. They have a warranty. My provider gave me extra parts, so you can get extra parts. You can order them. They'll send them out to you. But when you get them, remember, they come from China. And that's a long ways for wherever you are. From China to US is where I'm at, but if you're in Brazil, Australia or somewhere, that's a lot of traveling. So when you get your machines, it's nice to have a screwdriver or maybe a handy toolkit and tighten down the screws, because that's a long way to traveling. I also like to tighten the prize door, not the door, but the prize where the prize drops down, the prize drop, that door gets opened and closed a lot. That hinge gets messed around a lot every time you open it. That's stress on the hinges. So check those hinges, make sure they're tightened every 6 months. That's what I do. I had one prize door fall off where the prizes come out. Luckily no one reached their hand up in there. It was still in the machine. I just had to tighten it down. Just learning experiences that I've had. Another idea is to talk to the owner or a manager and try to find a location first. Do some research around the area, but get a location lined up before you buy a machine. That's an idea. Or if your machines are coming from China, go around and don't sit around and wait for your machines and then go looking. Have a picture of them and go looking for a location. And if you have that location, like before I had my first mini claw machine in, I had a location. I talked to the restaurant. The restaurant agreed. And as soon as my machine came in there, I talked with them several times in between the times. Just kept communicating, be like, my machine's a week away. My machine's a day away. My machine's coming in today. I'm coming back by. I just communicated. And they were pretty cool about it. The last thing you need to know about before you buy is some states require permits. Some states require, like some sort of sticker on your machines. I haven't had that problem. I live in Arizona. I don't know if that's a problem in Arizona, but no one's ever talked to me. I'm in local mom and pop shops, but I imagine if you're getting into it, I want you guys to be aware that that is a possibility if you're going to corporation locations especially. So, and then another thing you gotta be aware of is taxes. Everything's a write-off. Your machine that costs, your product cost, your gas cost, your if you have them stored in one of your room, you have a whole bunch of machines stored in your room, that's a write-off too. Everything becomes a write-off, but you also need to keep track of all your income and to know how much money you're making. Cancel each other out when you do your taxes and get ready to pay taxes, because you're going to have to pay taxes if you're a good honest person, which I know you are. I know I am. And then an LLC. it's a good idea to possibly get into an LLC to protect yourself in the future if you get big enough, if you're really pushing this business. So an LLC would be nice. All right, how to get a location. Now there's quite a bit of information you need to know about getting a location. That's the most important part, because if you got the machines and you don't have a location, then you're kind of out of luck, right? So I learned to do this. I research my surrounding areas. I know where I live. I find a location by going to Google, and I type in keywords like under Google Maps. I'll search for restaurants, grocery stores, jump centers, just anything, laundromats, just search for that and it'll pull up nearby areas, and you can search nearby cities and do the same thing. Then when I find a potential area, I click on it. Here's an idea. This restaurant is rated highly, and you can actually click and see how busy they get in certain time of days. They actually show how busy they get. They show their business hours, the phone number. You can get a lot, and you can see pictures of the inside of the store. Like if there's a laundromat, I look at laundromats and I see, okay, do they have a claw machine in there? Because usually off of a few pictures you can see the entire laundromat store. And sure enough, that's how I find, oh, this laundromat does not have a claw machine. I think they need one. And that's when I make my approach. And the other thing is you want to try to meet with the manager and store owner, or one of the other. But when you find a potential location, you need to talk to the owner overall. So it's good to have a picture with you to show you how the size of the machine, especially if the mini machine. I have a picture of me by a mini machine. Look at that. Now you can see how small that machine really is. It's smaller than an adult, skinnier than an adult. So that's good to show the manager, or owner. But if you have the machine in hand, bring the machine with you, because you can then walk up to the owner and possibly plug it in and let them play with it and see it light up, and then they know what they're getting themselves into, and they get kind of excited. They're like, wow, this is really exciting, this is kind of cool. And then you want to talk business with them. Remember, you're not trying to sell them anything. That is your machine. You're not selling your machine, you're not selling the product. What you're offering is an opportunity for them, a business partnership. You're going to grow a relationship with each other. Be like, hey, I want to work with you. I want to become friends. I want to become business partners. It's just a simple business partner. I'm going to pay you money to let me put my machine here. You can either pay them a monthly rent if that's what you decide, and it may even, if it's a really hot site, maybe offer them only $100 a month, and maybe you break in $400 or $500 if you think it's if you're that confident. But I usually go off a percentage, and I like to pay 30%. So I offer them 30%. So if my machine makes only $200 that month, I give them $60 and I keep $140. But I pay a lot. 30% is kind of a high amount. You can try to go lower. I've heard people get 20%, and that's awesome, because that would be $20 more $10 more per every $100. So another thing you need to let them know, because they're going to be like, well, I don't want to take care of it. And be like, that's exactly right. You're not going to take care of it because this is my machine. I'm going to keep up on it. I'm going to clean the machine. I'm going to refill the machine. I'm going to keep that machine spick and span because I love that machine. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to worry about is getting paid from me every month, which you're going to pay them. The other thing they may not want to know, not as much, but it's good to know, and I actually bring this up to them. I'll be like, these machines are LED. They are energy efficient. They idle at 50 watts max. But when they're being played for that short period of time, whatever your game time out, maybe 20 seconds, it peaks out at 150 watts for that short period of time when it's making everyone money. So it's no big deal, just a little bit of energy. It just idles there while it's waiting for its customer. And then what they also like to hear, this is something I talk about, and it's like, I refund people. So like, I reimburse refunds. So if you are working, if they're in the restaurant, they'll be like, I had a refund $3 and whatever, and which refunds shouldn't happen personally, but if it does, they want to be reinsured. Be like, I will give you the $3 back. Or maybe offer a slush fund where I'll give you a roll of quarters, and you just let me know when you do refunds every month, and we'll keep it up to $10 of slush fund. But that shouldn't happen too much because it's a new machine. And then lastly, where they like to know is no commitment. Be like, hey, if I put this machine in here, you don't like it at all, it turns out where we're not happy with each other, just give me a 72-hour notice. I'll come by. 3 business days is all I ask for. I'll come by and remove the machine. Or if I don't like, even if I don't like the machine there, if it's not doing the way I want it to do, and I feel like it's wasting both of our times, I'll come by and remove it within 3 business days. So it goes both ways. It's actually really good, and I do recommend rewriting this in your own words and putting this in contract. If you just have them sign, you sign and date and give each other a copy so you both have it on paper. Some optional tips also, and I got this first tip from the master himself, Claw Kickers. He said in his interview, in one of his interviews, that when he was a teenager, he used to go around and offer the store owners 100% of the sales the first month. And so he'd bring in the machine, and then after that first month, when you go to collect on it, the machine was there. The owner would fall in love with the machine, be like, "Oh, this is such a great thing. Kids love it. You know, they recognize how great it is." And then he pay them 100%, and then they'd be like, "No, you can keep half of it. You know, it was great. We just love it." And then they talk about numbers. Okay, well, I'm going to pay you 20%. And the owner's like, "Okay," because they loved the machine, and he was able to get a lower percent. Because he put it in and offered 100%, and he got most of his money back anyways, so it was a win-win. The other thing is you can pay the owner some cash up front, be like, "Hey, let me put my machine here, I'll pay you $100, just let my machine, let's try it out for a month." And then after that you can negotiate later your pricing, or if you just want to keep paying them $100 a month. The last idea, and this one I got from Quick Play, they talked about going up to an employee that you can trust, or or just an employee that possibly knows the owner, and be like, "Hey, if you can convince the owner to let me put this machine in here, I'll give you $100." And then once they got the machine in, they pay the employee $100. Worth the investment, in my opinion, because those machines kick butt. Now, how much time should you expect to set aside each month for your machines? Well, it really depends on how many times you need to check on your machines. They always take an average of 15 minutes, in my opinion. If you have 2 machines in one location, just add a few minutes, because it doesn't take that long to clean 2 machines and restock it. It just, go in there, wipe down your machine, put some product in there, grab the cash, and look for the owner and pay the owner whatever, if that's what you need to do. You spend more time traveling than you do working on the machines, honestly. So if you have a route of 10 machines, expect only a couple hours, 3 hours worth of labor. Traveling and everything, 3 hours is probably all you'll need. And if you have to check on them twice a month, then you're doing really well. So that means you're probably getting paid a lot of money. So that's a good problem to have, but sometimes you have to check on them twice a month. I actually have one location where I have to check on it 3 times a month, which I'm okay with. It's popular and I love it, and I'm okay with that. It's just down the street from me. I make my way to McDonald's or something, and then I go over there and check on it while I'm waiting for my food. So expect 15 minutes per machine in each location. 15 minutes each location. Alright, so the cost of plush and where you buy it. Now, for my mini machines, I love the mini machines because they're super cheap to buy the plush. I don't spend more than $1.50 for my plush. It may be a little bit more if it's a really eye-catcher, but I try to keep my product cheap, between 5 cents to $1.50. You can probably shop around and find things about that price or even cheaper. So that's an ideal price. The other ideal price for the larger machines, I try to keep my pricing around $1.50 to $3.50. There are ways and techniques, like I personally go to Dave & Buster's and I put $100 down on Wednesday. It's half off Wednesday. I play and get my tickets up, and then I go and I cash out for a whole bunch of Mario plush. And then I find out that fun little date that I had paid me in the end, because those Mario plushes make me money all the time, $20, $30, $40 per Mario. So yeah, a way of getting paid. And then the other thing is just go on the sites like Amazon, AliExpress, Alibaba, DHgate. One I just fell in love with. One of my viewers recommended it, and I love it so much. AAglobal.com. That is a great website, by the way. And then another way of getting product is just looking for sales. Oh, and then I talked about the Dave & Buster's already. But look for store sales. I actually went to Walgreens one time, and there was a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings plush, some Star Wars plush, some Disney plush, all sorts of plush on sale for 50 cents a piece. I bought them all up, and I told them, call me if you ever had that again. They never did, but I check on it every once in a while. Just was walking in there for, I don't know, my wife wanted some makeup or whatever, and I found that and bought it all up. The machine, but the same plush I just saw them on at the store at Barnes and Noble, they were selling for $15 a piece. So I saved myself $14.50 a piece. That was a guaranteed profit every time someone played for it. And then finally, another way I found is going to Goodwill. They actually have bundles of plush that's brand new, that's been donated to them. You can go in there and see if they have any and buy it in bulk. Like $6 can give you like 100 items, honestly. So as long as they're brand new, I go for it, or like new condition, I buy it and I put it in there. So the cost of the machines, that's what you hear. You really want to know the breakdown. You know that you can make a lot of money from the machines, but how much it's going to cost and how much it's going to set you back. Well, it would be helpful to know that this is probably only a 3 to 4 month return on investment if you get the machines, and you're going to have to wait 2 months for the machines coming in if you order from China. But once you get it and you have them placed, you're only talking about a 3 or 4 month investment most likely. The reason why is the machines are super cheap. Like, let's talk about the mini machines. Mini machine on a stand with a bill feeder, $425. The large machine with 2 coin mechs and a bill feeder, about $550. The more expensive is it costs more to ship the machines than what the machines cost. Door to door, that means from China to your house, you can estimate about $1,200 to $2,000. So let's say you order in bulk to keep the prices low. You order 4 minis and 2 large. That costs you $2,800. Then you got your shipping of $1,200 to $2,000. That's $4,000 to $4,800. That's going to cost you anywhere between $667 a machine to $8,000 a machine, or excuse me, $800 a machine. So you just got your money back in 3 to 4 months if you place them in the locations like I said. So that's really awesome. A 4-month investment. Where can you get that kind of money? And then you have that money every single month. You have that every 4 months you made your money back, you know? Compare that to United States machines. And this is where we're going to conclude the machines. A cheap American-made claw machine is around $2,000 brand new. And they go up to over $6,000. So for the price of 6 machines, you can get 6 Alibaba machines will only get you 1 or 2 machines, United States machines. So you're talking about a lot more money coming back to you, a lot more value when you buy the machines. You actually buy the machines if you want to and resell them and make a profit, you know, because you can't get machines cheaper than what you're paying for on Alibaba. So I do recommend getting the Alibaba machines. They, like I said, 6 machines for the price of 2, and that's, you can actually negotiate with Alibaba stores and try to even find cheaper prices. But that will conclude this video. I hope you found it entertaining and educational, and maybe you followed me along. But once again, if you don't mind, help me grow, please. Hit that, smash that like button is what I need to say. Smash that like button. Leave me a comment down below on what you think and how you want to start your business. I like to hear it. I do respond. I read every single comment that I get, and I try to respond to every single person. And I do feature you in my next video once my next collection video once I get your comments. So I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again. Thank you guys so much. Bye.